Brussels, and he asked SPO MEP Evelyn Regner for her thoughts on these French protests.
It's not only about gasoline, it's simply whole life is getting more expensive. And who's doing something about that? The European Union, of course, doesn't have the competence in many of those areas because they are exclusively national. But we in the European Union have two major goals. We want peace, and we want that the well-being of people, the values, are getting better. Austerity policy is wrong. It's the time of investing, and there is a lot to do for us European politicians.
Yet the image remains that the European Union is there for multilingual, well-educated elites and not for people lower in the social scale, if I can put it that way. And that was part of the dynamic behind Brexit. It's part of the dynamic in the rise of populism in many countries. What can the EU do to address that image?
Simply act. The Europeans should act when it's dealing with social issues. We have right now on the table directives on work-life balance. What to do as a papa to stay with the kids, what to do as a mama, not only working in part-time, but somehow to have a flexibility also for the women. Yeah, there is a directive on the table when it's about a better labor law for those being in digital jobs, for those being an Uber driver. It is on the table. And the issue is to push it, simply to push it, not only the European Parliament, but also the member states who are representing their countries in the European institutions.
And of course, to come up with better worker rights, you'll have to, I guess, win a fight against your more conservative colleagues. But also, the image we have from outside is that there are big corporation lobbyists knocking on your door. How strong is the power of these big businesses here in this building?
Far too big. I mean, of course, they have their interests, and of course, they would like to be reflected in our legal acts we are doing. But I really appreciate it so much when people are getting angry, going to the streets, saying, European Union, don't only regulate in the interests of those lobbyists and of those huge undertakings. When it's about work-life balance, we need the people to go in the streets. We need that they are pushing their interests. Then it supports my work as a European member of the Parliament.
We're nearing the end, perhaps, of the Brexit process. Is there anything that European politicians have learnt from this long process?
Yes, I think everybody learned. I mean, do you hear still something of Grexit and Exit and Exit? They became quite silent because we see to be a member of the European Union is a huge advantage. It makes us stronger.
Thoughts there from SPO MEP Evelyn Regner in Brussels.